voice of the continent. Turn it up, turn it up. African sports guy, he's on the ball. African sports guy, he stands so tall. From the pitch to the court, he's got the vibe. African sports guy, keeping it alive. African sports guy, he's on the ball. African sports guy, he stands so tall.
Good evening, everybody. What an awful performance by Manchester United. Where do we begin? I lay this performance solely at the feet of Michael Carrick. I mean, wow. I've been saying it, guys. I really have been saying it. And you got people like Rio Ferdinand, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, Stephen Housen, Adam McCullough, all the English fans just fawning over this fool, bruh. And he's not a fool. He's a legend of the club. But you could see from the beginning, as Zuma would say, that this was an awful performance, right? Let's start with the lineup. Okay, you got Aiden Heavens. Aiden Heavens, before the break, before Amin was fired, was our best midfielder, our best defender, right? Performing for Man United before Carrick came in. Martinez, he's not ready to play. He's unfit. 1 minute, doesn't even come up yet. You start ahead of Aiden Heavens. That's not one. Number two, you know you're going to be facing Calvert-Lewin. What's Calvert-Lewin's only strength? His heading ability. The guy can head at the ball. So you want to play the taller defender. You want to play the defender who's in better form, right? That was the first terrible decision that he made. Secondly, Mazraoui again was fresh. He was not fresh. He wasn't. You know, I don't like Dalot, but I would have said Dalot ahead of Mazraoui. And then you look at the way we were set up. From the first minute, Leeds were in complete control of the game. Complete control of the game. Why? Because you see the team didn't know how to play against a back three. A 5-2-3-1, the formation that Leeds has been playing the entire season. You could see that the team had no clue. They had no clue, right? You had Ahmad on that side, the side where Ahmad and Mazraoui were playing. They had no clue who could coming to mark Justin Jefferson Jackson, whatever the number 2 for Leeds was. They had no idea what was going to be marking that player. And so it was an awful performance by the team. They were really, really poorly set up. Poorly, I mean, extremely poorly set up by Michael Carrick from the start. So it just showed you his inexperience. Poor performance by Man United. And then let's go on to Sheshko. My goodness, that guy didn't control one ball. Can you remember one ball that went up to Sheshko that he actually controlled and then passed to other players? He did nothing the whole game. He did nothing. It was an absolutely poor performance from Man United in the first half. And then what does he do at halftime? At halftime, even the commentator said, all the press, everyone in the press box was expecting that at halftime, 2 subs would happen. Either there was that definitely Sheshko was coming off and then Buemo was coming up. Because what were Leeds doing? They were squeezing the pitch. They didn't allow us to do that sort of Buemo, that tiki-taka football that Michael Carrick wants to play, the rondo stuff to the middle. I said it in an earlier video, guys. The Premier League is not full of idiots. Coaches know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know how Carrick wants to play. He wants to play through the middle, right? He wants to play like in blocks of 2, between the 2 defenders, between the 2 midfielders, and then the 2 attackers. He wants to play through those 2. Those are the most important players in a Michael Carrick system. And so what the managers do, they pack the midfield and they say, I dare you to play another way. I dare you to play another way. And then what Leeds do, normally what other teams do, they go for a low block, but Leeds were like, nah, we don't even respect him that much. So what they do, they pack the pitch. They made it tiny, they made it small. And so we didn't even have a chance to even like have space to sort of control the play. And so there was one way to play. This was the game from Buemo. I understand maybe it's in the beginning of the match, Carrick had no idea how Leeds were going to play. But if you had watched any Leeds game, you would definitely know. But you didn't know. So what does he do? Nothing at halftime. The commentators were shocked when the moment didn't come in on halftime. They were shocked. Absolutely shocked. Right? This was awful, this game. It was so bad. It was so bad. Even after the second half, remember when you get the through ball from Cunha or Casemiro passing the through ball, and he was 1-on-1 with the keeper. And all he had to do was just chip the goalkeeper. But what does he do? He miscontrols the ball, and then he gives the chance for Shrek to actually come back, and then the Gibson guy comes and kicks it over the bar. I mean, it was really poor from him. Poor from him. I haven't seen another game like Casemiro. This was the Casemiro of last season. This was the Casemiro of last year, right? Of the previous season. Giving constantly. I mean, he scored the goal. Fine, he's amazing in the air, set pieces. But what's the point if you're going to give away 2 or 3 goals and then you go and score a header at the other side? It means nothing, man. This was a poor performance from Man United. I mean, I don't know how poor it can be. It was really bad. And don't get mystified by the fact that after going down to 10 men, the West Ham is playing well. Leeds panic. That's what they do. They're not a good side. That's why they just 6 points off relegation. They're not a good side. If you look at them, how they performed against West Ham, when they were 2-0 up at the majority of possession, they were cruising. They also capitulated then, by the way. So it wasn't a surprise to me that Leeds would capitulate once again. It wasn't a surprise at all. And we should have taken advantage of it. We didn't. So for me, this was a poor performance. And then the worst, I mean, if anything shows you why Carrick should not be our manager, if anything, they show you why Carrick should not be our manager. You should see what happened after 10 minutes. He had no idea what to do. He got up, he was just looking to say, maybe Sir Alex Ferguson can come and tell me what to do. But Ferguson is not there, man. He's just not there. You have to make a decision. Look, you know the thing about Mourinho, I didn't like Mourinho as a manager, but at least he made a decision. He said, at least he made decisions. Every other manager, at least they make decisions. What is the common denominator between Carrick and Solskjaer? Right? There's 2. Lack of experience, unqualified for the job. Complete natural and unqualified for the job. The only qualification is that they actually play for Manchester United. What's the other common denominator? Indecisive. They don't make decisions. They don't inspire confidence. Because if you're a manager, you're holding your hands on your hips, you don't know what you're doing. You look perplexed, you look confused. What are your own players going to think? They're just going to think that's the same thing, isn't it? You look confused. Martinez looked confused, although you pulled the guy's hair. You could see as clear as day that I pulled the guy's hair. I mean, look, he wasn't like literally yanking at the guy's head, but you could see it with your own eyes that he did pull at the guy's hair. And the rules are the rules, right? They're the rules. The Premier League has been very consistent about that. You grab a person's hair, you pull their hair, you're going to get a red card. It's as simple as that. But what you could see from Martinez, right, is you could see that he was just off the pace. He was off the pace. He was responsible for the first 2 goals. He gave the ball away time and time again. We know that Martinez is one of the best passers of the ball in the Premier League. He's very composed. He's very experienced. And so what Carrick did, the decision that Carrick made, which is an idiotic decision, by the way, that any man and his dog wouldn't have made. The commentator said they were shocked that Martinez was starting. He hasn't played for months. And Aiden Evans has been playing well, by the way. He's been playing well. So what do you tell the team? You tell the team that you don't reward performance. You just don't. Right? You tell the team that you're scared. Because that's what the selection showed. He was trembling. He couldn't make any decisions. So what does he do? He just goes for experience. The guy is unfit. You could see it. The guy was unfit. Unfit. And by the way, just so that you don't think that they ranked him, Bruno Fernandes, what a performance. Oh my gosh, that guy is. He's literally the best player on earth, man. He was running the team. He was coaching the team on the pitch. Our actual coach is Bruno Fernandes. It's not Michael Carrick. Bruno Fernandes is the actual coach of Manchester United. He was the guy who was directing play. He was the guy who was dictating tactics. He was the one who was telling Casemiro go up and then come back. He was making last-ditch tackles. He was dictating play, man. He was like a quarter. You know, like American quarterbacks. That's what he was. Even the commentator said so. Although the commentator was ready for this game. I mean, Leeds deserved to win this game. They were top from 1-1. Daniel Parker completely outcoached Michael Carrick. They had more energy. They had more desire. They had more passion. They just knew what they're doing. And of course, Leeds, why they capitulate. They don't really have, they're sort of Arsenal-ish in terms of the way they capitulate under pressure. And so if you put Leeds under pressure, really, they always do capitulate. So it wasn't shocking that they capitulated at the end, that they were showing up in the nervousness. We've seen this before from Leeds. So it's not something that you can put, oh no, hey, Michael Carrick was useless, man. I'm sorry. When we went down to 10 men, did you see him? He was like a deer in headlights. He had no idea what he was doing. He was looking to Steve, what's his name? The assistant coach. What can I do? He was asking him for advice. It took him 10 or 15 minutes to make a decision. Man, look, we don't care if you get the decision wrong, but at least make a decision. That's what the manager is there for, to make a decision. If you're chicken and you can't even man up to make a decision, what do you expect the players to do on the pitch? Honestly, today, if it wasn't for Bruno Fernandes, today it wasn't, the team would have been clueless. They wouldn't have known what to do. We had no idea how to play against a back three. We were clueless. And let's not even blame the red card. Before Martinez was sent off, we were clueless. We didn't know what we were doing. We were worse than Leeds were. Until we got the red card. We had no idea. The guy can't coach. Michael Carrick has no idea what he's doing. Michael Carrick has zero clue how to coach a team. I'm tired of this, man. Man United seem to make the mistake over and over. And what are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? Not because I'm upset because we're going to appoint this guy as our permanent manager because of imbeciles like Stephen Howson. They're making video after video, denigrating Luis Enrique, denigrating Julian Nagelsmann, saying that they're not good enough for Man United, that they can't coach Man United, blah, 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 blah. These guys are campaigning for Michael Carrick to be the manager. Let me tell you, this is what we're going to see next season, over and over and over and over again. We're going to see the same thing. The lack, the indecisiveness, the cluelessness, the not making any decisions. He's the head coach, for God's sake. What have you ever seen? Where a team gets a red card with up to 10 men, and the coach doesn't do anything. He just stands there with his hands in his pockets. Just like that, hands in his pockets the entire time. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. We are going to have a heck of a season. Football is not going to be enjoyable, man. I'm telling you right now. Football is not going to be enjoyable for the foreseeable future. Because this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get, man. This is what you're going to get. This guy is going to be the next manager. I know it. You can see those lily-livered, belly-livered people that, they have no balls whatsoever to make any decision. No balls, bro. None. And what makes me think that they're going to change now? Nothing. When I look at the decisions of Ineos, they've been slightly better than the Glaciers. Let's not lie. They're better than the Glaciers. Let's not try to make them look like they're better than the Glaciers. But what makes you think that they made the bust? The thing of hiring Amber, knowing that he plays a back three, and then firing him because he refuses not to play a back three. Ridiculous decision. Spending all the money. You wanted to fight Ten Hag. That's what you wanted to do. You didn't fire him after he won the FA Cup. You buy him all those players. You give him no time. You fire him halfway during the season. Right? Spending after having got Xerxes, Ugarte, all those players for Ten Hag's team. You do nothing. And then you go half a season under Amorim. You buy him players, and then you fire him straight away in January when he complains. I mean, this is just it's a joke, man. And it's going to continue being a joke if we don't do what we're supposed to do. This summer, let's forget about midfielders. Let's forget about Elliot Anderson and Bruno Grimaldi and Tonali and Beleba and João Gomez and Mateus Fernandes and Vital and all these players that will be linked with Kamavinga, whomever. Let's forget about it. If we don't get the right manager, we could get Mbappe, we could have Mbappe, Haaland up there. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Did you see him? He was like a 10 headlights. He was standing there with his hands in his pocket, chewing gum. He didn't even know what to do. He had no idea. He had no clue. He had to ask his assistant. Johnny Evans got a yellow card. Johnny Evans was the guy who was up on the pitch, remonstrating, trying to put pressure on the referee. It was Johnny Evans who was doing it. He did nothing. In the first half, when Leeds when the referee was blatantly favoring Leeds, in the first half, when the referee was favoring, what did Matt Carrick do? Again, his hands in his pockets, doing nothing, just chewing. The first goal, it was obviously a foul, man. Lenny was elbowed by Calvert-Lewin. What did Carrick do? Nothing. Johnny Evans is the one who's freaking standing up in the pitch and saying something and shouting at the players and organizing things. It's Johnny Evans who's showing a bit of balls. Like he's actually the manager of Manchester United, but he's not. It's Michael Carrick. And so, I'm sorry, this performance is solely on Michael Carrick. I'd like to ask you guys, I want to ask you, and I hope somebody can get to these English fans a little bit. Can you tell me, besides Man City and Arsenal, when we were under no pressure, when we had no expectations on us, Everybody and their dog thought we were going to lose to Man City. Everyone and their dog thought we were going to lose to Arsenal. Everybody thought we were going to lose to those two teams. Can you tell me, besides those two teams, when we were not under no pressure, can you tell me another good performance? I'm waiting. Tell me another good performance after the Arsenal game that Man United put on the pitch. When we were expected to win, when we were expected to dominate matches, when we were expected to perform well. Tell me any other performance that we actually put in a good performance. Because even if we had drawn this game, even if we had won this game, I would still be saying the same thing I'm saying right now, that we are poor, because it was a poor performance. And honestly, Casemiro, great header for that, again, a set piece, really from a set piece, right? All the chances we created from set pieces. Nothing from open play. Nothing like, okay, fine, this is what Michael Carrick coached the team to do. Okay, this is, you can see this is from the training ground. This is how Man United want to play. Because as soon as you block the middle for Man United, as soon as you stop the Bruno Cunha stuff, as soon as you stop that stuff, Carrick has no clue what to do. That's plan A. What's his plan B? Set pieces. What's his plan C? Bruno Fernandes, we trust. Honestly, Bruno Fernandes was amazing. Honestly, we don't deserve him, bro. That was class today. He did everything for us. He was playing centre back. He was playing right back. He was playing central defense. He was playing number 6. He was in the number 8 position. At times he was the striker. At times he was rushing. He was the one who was charging, pressing the opposition goalkeeper. Bruno Fernandes was excellent this game. He's the only player, him and the goalkeeper. Right? And then Lenny Euro in the second half. Lenny Euro second half was amazing. Let's not lie. It was amazing. As soon as Martinez went off, by the way, which is an indicator that really Lenny Euro was doing everything. I mean, it was so bad. It was so bad. Carrick has no clue how to coach. He has got an initial plan. I actually went and I looked over news articles of his time at Middlesbrough. I really did. And I researched it, right? And the number one criticism of Michael Carrick at Middlesbrough was the fact that the guy never changed. Right? I mean, he played in Middlesbrough, he coached like 196 matches, something like that. 191 of them, he had the same formation. Same formation, same tactics, 191 out of 195 games. The guy doesn't change. He doesn't know how to coach any other way. I implore you, Man United, please, Ineos, please make a decision, but not Michael Carrick in the summer. We can't have this again. I can't have social season, another social season again, when you're just pulling your hair out. I don't mind if you make bad decisions. Everyone gets things wrong. Everybody, like, honestly, I think playing Sesko was the wrong decision, but he didn't know that he's going to play such a high line. So I understand you made a mistake, started Sesko, you should have started Bueno. Okay, but make the decision after, change it half time. Change it half time. Change. Do something. You can't just do nothing and expect things to change. I mean, it's literally the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. I mean, come on, man. And people are paying for this guy. The reason why I'm so upset is because I know for a fact that this guy is going to be managing Man United next year. I just know it. Because we're definitely going to make top 4. Why? Because Liverpool are so poor. Because Chelsea are awful. And also because Aston Villa cares more about the Europa League than anything else. Because that's probably the only guarantee of a trophy in like decades, right? And you know, everyone always wins the UEFA Cup, by the way. It is no teams really left in the UEFA Cup. So obviously, Aston Villa will be going for that. So we're lucky Chelsea dropped points. Liverpool won, but they also were already far behind us, right? Aston Villa dropped points as well. So we're lucky. We're lucky that that's the case. Otherwise, if those teams were actually performing at their normal, we wouldn't be in the position that we are right now. That's the only reason we're in the top 4. The only reason we're in the top 4. Look, I'm tired of the Smith mate, of this Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick has transformed things miraculously. We were 5th when Ruben Amorim was fired. We're now 3rd. We've gone up 2 places. For goodness sake, 2 places, mate. 2 places. And by the way, imagine if Mbeumo and Mazraoui and Ahmad had come back for Ruben Amorim. Who knows where we could have been? Look, I don't think Ruben Amorim was a great manager, but I'm saying that we're exaggerating Michael Carrick. And the reason why I'm so pissed, the reason why I'm so upset is because I know this guy is going to be coaching Man United next season. Anyway, I got not much more to say. I just think that this loss is solely on Michael Carrick. I mean, number one, he picked the wrong team. terrible team selection, right? Mazraoui, fine, maybe you take a punt on him because he has been coming on as a sub here and there, but he had an awful game, right? But Martinez was definitely the wrong call, 100% the wrong call. Chesko was the wrong call, and then Ugarte was the wrong call as well. Right? Ugarte can't pass the ball, guys. I don't know what else we have to do here in this game. It doesn't make any sense. For me, I 100% would have played in Buemo. I would play Buemo on the left, whatever, played Mateus Cunha as number 10. I would have brought Bruno back in midfield, and I would have played. It's better having Bruno as a number 8. Bruno is a much better number 8 than Ugarte is a number 8. I don't understand what Ugarte, how many times do you have to see this? Ugarte can't pass the ball. He can't pass. The guy can't pass. The guy can't pass. I don't know how many times you have to. Every time you got the ball, did you hear the crowd? The guy didn't get sucked. He didn't get sucked. Throw Sean Lacey, man. Shea Lacey. Throw Shea Lacey. What have we got to lose? Xerxes, throw Xerxes, bro. Do something. Fletcher, listen what the Fletcher can do, bro. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's just we know Ugarte can't play, but we keep on playing it. We know it for a fact. We know it. We've seen it over and over and over. He can't play. So I would rather take a punt on a young player because you never know what you might get. Rashford came out of that situation, right? Right? We had no choice but to on Rashford. We could have put on another. What? Come on, man. And we just have to. I wish Carrick would just make decisions that make sense. The Fletcher, why not put him on? And Fletcher is 100 times better than Ugarte. I promise you he is. He's a better person. It's better to find a Fletcher in there, bro. Because at least you know that he's going to keep things simple. He's going to have loads of energy. He's not going to make stupid mistakes like what Ugarte does. So fine. He got Martinez was completely wrong. Ugarte was a disaster. That was completely wrong. And then Sheshko was a disaster, but he refused to change that. Fine. Let's say you make the mistakes in the first half. Second half, make a change. Zero change. Fine. Fine. You don't want to make a change. When you got the red card, what do? Your hands in your pocket, just chewing gum. And it's Casemiro, it's at the back. That's your answer. Man, this was an awful performance by man. I mean, awful performance by Carrick. Look, the players, honestly, when we were done to they tried. Those guys ran. I mean, Bruno Fernandes was almost like diving on the pitch. I mean, those guys ran. And then when he came on, and that guy ran. He ran. And Casemiro, although Casemiro had an awful game. Besides the goal, he was awful in midfield. He gave away the ball all the time. But he ran as well. Lenny Euro in the second half was class. I mean, he was class. Lenny Euro needs a partner, a proper partner. And I was excited about it. You know, when I remember why I got the red card, I was very excited. Like, okay, cool. Now there's no more excuse. Let's see that partnership in here with the Lenny Euro. Unless they are absolute garbage in practice, I don't see why you don't play those two together. Let's see what our future looks like. Let's see it, man. Ferguson was never afraid to play a Jones and Smalling when they were young, was he? Did you see Jones and Smalling play together when they were 19 and 20, whatever? And he threw them together. Rather than playing Michael Carrick or someone like that, or someone like that. You have to be brave, man. We can't be talking this thing about it. In my head, we trust young players. We want to promote young players. We want to do this. And you play Ugarte when you know Ugarte is garbage. You play Martinez when you know Martinez, right? When you know Martinez is just, man. Man, it's awful, man. No, it's awful. Yeah, for sure. Look, you're a Chelsea fan, but look, your Chelsea fans, all the Chelsea fans know that your coach is nonsense. They know your coach is nonsense. So they're not good. Like, you're not under any delusion. But Man United, the English fans are literally, they are in love with Carrick. They want him to take over. So can you imagine? Look, Rosinha is probably going to get fired at the end of the season. I mean, if you guys don't qualify for the Champions League, Rosinha is going to get fired. But Carrick, I promise you, Carrick is going to be coaching Man United for the next 3 years. And I'm telling you, 2.5 years from now, sometime I'll be sitting here going, I told you so. I told you so. Because we're going to repeat the same thing with you all the time at Man United. Because you've got the imbeciles in the board. Just like you get the Chelsea. You really do. You're a Chelsea. But look, Chelsea are in dire straits. I would like to. You guys are in dire straits. Yes, things could be worse, 100%. But at least Chelsea, you guys make decisions quickly. Rosinha, I think, is going to get given until the end of the season. He's definitely going to get fired. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He's definitely going to get fired. Because there'll be some managers available in the summer. Look, here's what I say about managers, man. I'm telling you, like, Nagelsmann after the World Cup, yes, he's signed an extension, but he can be got. He can be got. Luis Enrique, fine, he's a PSG, he's going to be difficult to get it, but he can be got. You've got Iriola at Bournemouth, who hasn't signed a new contract yet. You've got Marcus Silva, who hasn't signed a new contract yet. Right? I mean, these are four. Roberto Martinez, he hasn't signed a new contract in Portugal. He's available. Pochettino is going to be available, right? Because he's obviously not going back to Tottenham anymore. These are 6 managers. I would take any of them over Carrick. Any of those over Carrick. Any of those. Any of those. And then you would expect that maybe a scouting department would have some of the managers that we don't know about, right? That we don't know about available. I would take any of those 6. Because Luis Enrique is a long shot, you probably won't get him. But Nagelsmann is why not go for Nagelsmann? Why not go for him? He's a good coach, man. He's a good coach. Nagelsmann, Iriola is your Premier League experience, and look what he's doing at Bournemouth. He's destroying a Bournemouth. Marcus Silva, I'm not a really big fan of Marcus Silva, but he's still better than Carrick. Look at that. He's still better than Carrick. He's got way more experience, better than Carrick. Pochettino, again, better than Carrick. Roberto Martinez, but still better than Carrick. And also got Premier League experience. Pochettino Premier League experience. I would go for any of those managers before I go for Carrick. But we're going to go for Carrick. I promise you. I've seen the videos are already being made right now supporting Carrick. And what's the excuses? Don't worry about the red card. We were awful before the red card. We were terrible before the red card. We were awful. He had no idea how to do that formation. Look, the first half was bad. But look, the players weren't playing that well. But they were running, they were trying their best. I could see they really were trying. But they had no clue how to tactically adjust to that formation. They had no clue how to do it. And the coach, he was just sitting there just sitting, man. Just sitting in the corner, man. Man. What we should have, you guys should have stuck with Jose or Oli. Never. Look, Jose Mourinho is a mercenary. Oli, no. Oli, no. He's worse than Carrick. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They're in the same boat, man. They're the same guys. Underqualified. The only reason they're managing Man United is simply because he was an old boy. I mean, look, what is Michael Carrick? Look, here's an indicator. What is Michael Carrick? What is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer done since he left Manchester United? What did he do? He got someone relegated. That's it. He's done nothing else. No one's looking for him. Tottenham went for Tudor in Italy before they went for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Nobody wants him. No one. I haven't heard him mentioned for any job. The only time I heard Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being mentioned for a job was when the Manchester United job was available again. That's the only club is stupid enough to take him. So no to Ole. Jose Mourinho, when he came to Man United, look, to be fair, the board never backed Jose. Right? We never backed him. He wanted Harry Maguire. They didn't buy Harry Maguire for him. He wanted to get rid of Martial and Rashford. The board said, no, we don't want to. We're not going to get rid of those players. He wanted to get rid of Pogba. He said, the board said no. And in hindsight, it turned out to be correct because Rashford, Martial, and Pogba, good riddance for those players. So fine. Jose, fine. Maybe we should have kept him. Look, if we go to let's do a rundown on the managerial history of Manchester United. I think David Moyes was a mistake, obviously. Van Gaal, right? The guy, Van Gaal was talking about the manager not being backed. At one point, Van Gaal had Tyler Blackett, Paddy McNair, and Daley Blind playing in the back three. Let me say that again. Tyler Blackett, have you heard of him since he left Man United? Nope. Paddy McNair, have you heard of him since he left Man United? Nope. Right? And he had Daley Blind. Daley Blind, of course, had a wonderful career after leaving Man United. But those were his three back. He was not back. The only player they bought for him was Di Maria, and Di Maria only was there for 6 months. Only for 6 months. So they did not back Van Gaal at all, right? And then even with that, we finished third and won the FA Cup, and then he gets fired. He was finally building something. He gets fired, right? And then from there we go to Jose Mourinho, who plays the exact opposite of what Van Gaal does. So and then they do buy players. I mean, they bought Bailey, they bought who's the guy at Aston Villa now? Lindelof. They got Pogba, they got Lukaku. So they got Alexis Sanchez. They got who else? And the Herrera was already there, and the Moyes. So they got all these players into the club, and they backed him a little bit. But he wanted Eric Dyer. He wanted Harry Maguire. He wanted the guy, the Serbian, Milinkovic Savic. He wanted Perisic. Those are the players that he wanted. He didn't want Rashford. He didn't want Martial. He didn't want Pogba. He didn't want Lingard. He didn't want those type of players for one reason and one reason only, because of the attitude. Right? They're busy doing moonwalks and stuff like that when we're winning nothing. So he wanted to get rid of those players. Right? But anyway, he won the Europa League. He won the League Cup. He finished second in the league. And guess what? The next season we fire him. Okay, we fire him. He's gone. And then we get Oli. Oli, no experience whatsoever. He just coached Mulder. That's it. The only qualification he had was just being a Man United legend. He then gets the job. He then gets, he goes on a run. He said Michael Carrick's going to run, right? And look, it was fun, but if you analyze that run, right? We were not really dominating games. We were just a counter attack. We were Leicester with more money. Literally, that's it. We were Leicester with more money, right? And what did Oli? Do you guys remember what it was like watching Man United doing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Mate, it was like watching the other team play. No possession. We didn't possess the ball. We didn't do anything. We were just counter-attacking football all the time, right? And then what happens to him? He gets fired. We'll bring in Ten Hag. Ten Hag, yeah, if he washy, I don't think he ever recovered from the Anthony there. But anyway, so Ten Hag wins the FA Cup, right? He wins the FA Cup. He gets fired the next season. You bring in Amron. Amron says, look, I don't want to come now. I want to come in the summer. But you force him to come. He says, I only play a back three. We're like, no, we're fighting the back three. We'll back you as a manager. As soon as Gary Neville and Rio Fed and the guys complain about a back three, we fight. And now we bring in Michael Carrick. And now we want to do the exact same thing again with Michael Carrick, but we do the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Let me remind everyone, Solskjaer won nothing. Zero. Nada. He won nothing. He's the only manager who won nothing. Van Gaal won an FA Cup. Mourinho won a League Cup and a Europa Cup. Ten Hag won an FA Cup and a League Cup. Right? Amber, of course, wasn't there long enough, so we don't really count him. But for a manager that was there more than 1 year or 2 years, he won nothing. Nada. Only won nothing. Nothing. Right? You have to know what you're doing. You have to be qualified for this job, man. You have to know what it's like to build a team that's going to win. You have to know what it's like to build a winning culture. You have to have more than just one plan of how to win a football game. Michael Carrick has got one plan. The Rondo stuff in the middle. That's what he's got. That's it. That's all he's got in his locker. Right? Solskjaer had one plan. Counter attack. That's it. So when teams counter, because teams are not stupid. This is a Premier League we're talking about, right? These are managers are paid millions of dollars to analyze you. There's literally guys on the team that they're only the coaches. That's all they do. Ryan Giggs is doing under Van Gaal. All you do is watch videos of the opposition and you analyze it and you break down and you tell this is the weakness, this is their strength. And so teams are not going to let us play that way. They're not going to let us score goals through the middle. They're just not going to do it. Every team we face from now on is going to pack the middle of the pitch. That's what they're going to do. So if we don't have any other way of playing, we're going to draw or lose the majority of our games. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, right? If a team plays a high line, we're going to lose those games. If a team plays a low block, we're going to draw those games. We need to have another way of. We need to have a plan B, mate. Long ball, cross the ball, do something that's different. You can't just be set pieces and through the middle, and that's it. I mean, come on, man. We have to do other things, man. We have to do other things. And so for me, this loss is solely on Michael Carrick. It's solely on Michael Carrick for the reasons I said it before. Number one, poor team selection. Number two, his inability to make decisions in critical moments. Right? His inability to make decisions in critical. Michael Carrick is a wonderful human being. He's a nice guy, but I don't think you're going to be a nice guy if you want to be a manager. I do the same thing with Rosinha. Rosinha is trying to be a tough guy, but he's not a tough guy. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. You should see his videos of when he was still a player, man. The guy is sweet. He wears his glasses. You know, he's a guy that you want to marry your daughter. Same with Michael Carrick. If you had a child, if you had a daughter, you want Michael Carrick and Liam Rosinha to marry your child. You don't want them managing your football team. They're not tough enough. They're not ruthless enough. They're not going to put pressure on referees. They're just not going to do it. I mean, Johnny Evans is one of the nice, but even he was up on the pitch shouting at the referee. Right? Johnny Evans got a yellow card. Tell me why did Michael Carrick get a yellow card? Where's Michael? His hands in his pocket. He didn't make any decision, man. He doesn't make decisions. he doesn't make decisions. And if he made the wrong decision, I would have more respect for him as a coach, by the way, if he made the wrong decision. Look, I love Michael Carrick as a player. He was a legend for the club. But as a coach, he's garbage. He's really average. He's way average. And I really hope that Rio Ferdinand, Ryan Giggs, Gary Neville, these fans of him, that they actually put the club first above their friendship, right? And the fan channels, you must keep on being fan channels, man. Just because now you're hooked up with another Rio Ferdinand, now you're selling out the club, you're selling out the fans, man. We don't want Michael Carrick as our manager next season. No to Michael Carrick. I hope, look, one of the reasons why I started this channel is I'm hoping that we can have a voice as fans and not just be subject to this garbage, man. When people make decisions, of course, because they get stuck in nostalgia. Not every manager is done, for goodness sake, man. Not every manager is like that. Not every manager is done. I'm sorry, not every manager is done. Then you come through the youth side and then just come and start shining and being brilliant. Anyway, guys, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe. I mean, this is an awful performance. Let me know what you thought of Michael Carrick's thing. Let's rally together and get this guy not to be the manager, man. I think if fans make a loud enough noise, maybe we can drown out the fans in the stadium and just not Carrick, all the time. It's such an annoying song. I hate that song. I loved when he was a player, but as a manager, I really, really, really hate that song, man. So anyway, like and subscribe, guys. This is the African Sports Guy signing off. Ah, man, what an awful performance by Michael Carrick. What an awful performance by the players. Man, yo, Ugarte. How is he still playing, man? How do Ugarte still... someone tell me. How do Ugarte still playing for, man? How is that guy still... Can someone tell me how Ugarte still playing, man? Man. It's so bad. So bad. Why not play the youngsters? Why not play Shea Lacey? Man? Why not play Fletcher? Whichever one of the Fletchers was there on the page. I don't know if it was a Jack or Tyler. Probably Tyler, because Jack is in trouble, isn't he? I don't know. Why not play those guys? Why not play Xerxes, man? What an awful... Can't pass. I mean, look, he runs around. He puts in a lot of effort. He's an effort player. But the guy can't pass. The guy can't pass.
The voice of the continent. Turn it up. African sports guy, he's on the ball. African sports guy, he stands so tall. From the pitch to the court, he's got the vibe. African sports guy.